You said you weren't ready, or
remember you had hit me up, and we was like talking about it, and then I was like, nah, I'm not ready. But
yeah, you had backed out on me, man. I was like, damn.
I ain't want to. Real talk, I ain't want to waste.
What part of New
your
York
time.
you from?
I was born in, so first part of my life, the first 6 chapters. The first part of my life, Brooklyn, and then from like middle school on, Queens.
So you from Queens? Got you.
Yeah. Queens. I rep Brooklyn too, but Queens.
Yeah, you nothing wrong with me from Queens, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
I asked that because I was like, damn, man, my New York homie canceled on me. We was ready. We were geared up. I think first, I think you had an obligation to the school. You said something happened in school. Then in school had a situation.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool. That
third
one,
24/7, like like constantly on call. But now I done got everything down to a science with having backup, so it makes everything much easier to do what I gotta do or do what I want to do.
Check your mic one more time.
Check.
All right, just make sure you're speaking right here. You good to go there.
Okay.
How you looking? So we're gonna say yeah every time.
Cool guy. I'm trying to be like him when I grow up.
Let me know, when it's 30-minute mark or so I can.
30.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna stop at 30. All right. You know you're ready, man.
I'm ready.
You was ready. You came in ready.
I came in ready.
All right. Mic check. One of the Masters Podcast. Your host, main, of course. Got a special guest across from me, man. Mr. Raymond, man. How you been?
What's going on? Hey, I'm living life.
Living life.
At least trying to.
Got the beard all nice, you know what I'm saying? Perfect shade of gray, you know what I'm saying? I love it.
Oh, we got jokes already.
No, that's real.
Perfect shade of gray.
Man?
Man, I needed the gray. It adds some age to me finally, you know.
Nah, you a young man, man. You know what I'm saying? You still got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I do.
How you been, man? What you been up to?
Man, just working, grinding, the business with my business and just getting myself planted in sneakers. Like, I'm trying to have my name synonymous with sneakers, especially in Augusta.
Well, I was gonna ask, did you leave like a bag or something in the car? Because I see you got a sweater on, but then I'm not seeing like an extra sweater in here somewhere. Unless.
Oh nah, I wasn't aware that I needed to bring you a sweater. But I know now, so I got it coming. What size are you?
I'm a large. Let me start over. Mic check.
I got a shirt for you though.
Modern Masters Podcast, your host, main, of course. So when you hear that, you gotta bring the sweater. Like, you don't find people bring it, like, you know.
I got a shirt.
Oh, I'll take that.
It's a medium though, but I got a large.
Nah, I wear mediums too. I ain't tell you that.
Okay, bet. I got a shirt.
I actually got smaller over the time.
Yeah, I got smaller too.
Show the camera how I look.
I went from a.
Woo.
You know.
I ain't know he had a shirt for real. I was playing with him. I ain't know he had a shirt for real. Where you pulled that out?
On the back.
Talking about when you pulled that shirt out, because you didn't have that the whole time.
I stay ready. I gotta be prepared.
That's part of the intro. See, he tried to fake me out with all that extra stuff he was saying.
I gotta be prepared.
Appreciate it. Okay, I like that. All right,
this is prime time. I gotta be prepared.
My second shirt. I came to the opening.
Yeah,
I got this shirt,
you got a shirt then. I remember.
Yeah.
You
I be
slid
supporting,
in.
you know what I'm saying?
You do. You really do. I
Chill. I don't say nothing because I came in and I bought a shirt. That was it.
Yeah, you came in, you slid in, you did.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say something else.
Nah, I ain't gonna say nothing else. I'm gonna tell the truth. You came in, you showed love, and then you did.
I like that, man. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I wasn't there a long time.
You wasn't there long.
8 o'clock, Broad Street, was my thing.
But you was there strong. That's all that matters.
There we go. I like that. So, what you been up to, man? Tell us a little about you, man. What you been up to, man?
Oh, man.
Where you from? Let's talk about where you from, man. Let's start there, man.
For the people that do know, I am from New York, born and raised partially in Brooklyn and most of my life in Queens. I came down here for college. And once I came down for college, I just ended up staying. I've been down here 14 years.
Oh, so I didn't know that. Okay, so you came to Augusta just for college.
Just for college. Like, I knew nothing about Augusta. I didn't even realize the Masters was here in Augusta. 2000. Really, I've been here 15 years then. 2007.
Damn.
I came down 2007. I came January 2007 for spring semester, and when I got out the car, we drove down. When I realized it was 80 degrees outside, I looked at my parents and I was like, y'all already know what's up. They was like, you're not coming back. It's like, no, sir.
Because of 80 degrees?
In January? You know what it's like?
No, you're right.
Y'all know what it's like. It's brick in New York.
Definitely.
In January. So, came down and I've been here ever since.
I was going to ask him, maybe just me, like, what made you come in spring and not the fall?
That just happened to be the time I found out about pain.
So what you did in the fall?
What you mean?
Like,
what
you
I
do
wasn't. I was working.
Okay,
I was
got
with
you,
Red
got you.
Lobster. Actually, I was with Red Lobster for like 9 years.
Which one? One in Queens?
And actually Valley Stream, so Long Island.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
so I was with them, and then my mom found out about Payne, and she actually had signed me up before I even was like, I'm going there, because Payne gave us a 2-for-1 discount. Myself and the middle child graduated from Payne, so we both came down together, and they gave us the sibling grant along with other finances, and that's when it all started.
That's what's up. So, but you going to a HBCU, that's something you wanted to do, or just because Payne had the benefits for y'all going, that's why you went?
It was something I wanted to do, but my mom definitely pushed the envelope. She definitely pushed us into that direction. So there's really no HBCUs up there. So I think the closest to New York was Lincoln, which is in Pennsylvania, but it's real hood. So she was like, nah, but I want you to get as far away from New York as possible. So came down to Georgia. And
well, I'm gonna ask you a question that I probably know already, but like describe New York for somebody that, for some people that's in the room that may be from Georgia or something like that. Who knows?
Back then,
not the new New York, not that new stuff.
It's culture heavy, like especially Brooklyn. Like you go to Brooklyn, it's love, black love. You see black people everywhere. You know, the brownstones, just especially the summer. Going to like Times Square, you can go to Times Square 2:00 in the morning and it's busy like it's 8:00 in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Just the culture, the food, the smell. Like when you take that deep breath, you know you in New York. You can be down the street around the corner, can smell the pizza parlors and the mom and pop restaurants, and it's just the culture, the people, it's a melting pot. It's like New York is amazing. I love it.
You know, I have a lot of people when I talk to, like when I came down here, I wasn't used to seeing white people like that. Like in
Me
school,
either.
You know, and I went to Butler when I first came down, and I seen some people. It was in crowds. You know what I'm saying? So it was a crowd of white people. Like one dude just had like the Matrix jacket on, but it was like 80 degrees. You know what I'm saying? It was like a bunch of them.
Move to the
that's
to the left.
That's kind of what I
right.
did. But they was just having a good old time. I'm like, this is mad weird than what I'm used to. I'm used to seeing, you know, you got Hispanics, you got the blacks, you got the Jamaicans, you got Haitians, you got a bunch of different Chinese, whatever, but not that many whites. And that was definitely different for me coming down here to see that.
You know what else was different for me too? Like they always talk about like blacks and whites shouldn't date, but I saw more interracial relationships down here than I did back home in New York. Like we have so you really don't see too many like, I guess what you could say Caucasian. Like usually it's a lot of mix, or you'll see fair-skinned people and they'd be from like Europe, like truly from Europe or Middle Eastern. So it's like Caucasian, I didn't really see Caucasian and black together until I really came down. Matter of fact, most people don't believe it, but I didn't date like black women until I came to the South. I didn't date white women up there either, but I was used to like.
Make sure you clarify. Go ahead.
But like we was talking about the melting pot. Like I'm used to like West Indian, so it was like Trinidadian, Jamaican, Guyanese, Puerto Rican. So that's what I was used to back home up there.
Yeah.
And then when I came down here, it was just like black and white.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's like pretty much it. Like, and then if you see somebody Hispanic, they automatically assume they Mexican. I'm like, you ain't even trying to figure out if he could be Guatemalan or you know, you like, oh yeah, he Hispanic, Mexican.
How were you as a kid? Like, describe your upbringing. Like,
come from a 2-parent home. Shout out to my parents.
Definitely shout out to your parents for that.
I was Parents been married 36 years. 36 years of marriage. That's my mold. That's what I look for as far as marriage. How it's supposed to be, you know. My dad is definitely a huge like staple in my life. But my upbringing, very family oriented. a lot of times people was like, y'all like the Cosbys because we're very close knit.
How many siblings you got?
I have 2 sisters. I'm the oldest of 3.
Oh, word,
and all 3 of us are Leos. 2 weeks apart.
Yeah, you give some funny information out, bro. I love it though.
But like for real, like I'm July 28th. The baby Monet is August 2nd, and the middle child Monique is August 10th. So my parents was liking to get busy around the same time.
Hey man, happens. You know what I'm saying?
I guess that's.
Dang, I ain't think about that. Both my daughters are Sagittarius.
So your prime season was. Go back 9 months.
All coincidence, how you want to slice it.
All coincidence, so that just could have been the best time. That's the best time of the year for you. Everybody has their season.
So, so back to you. Describe like your childhood though. Like, how were you as a kid though? Like I know, so you had a good family.
I was chill. I'm the quiet one out of the 3, actually. My sisters are like especially the baby. So I had no choice but to be the chill, good child growing up. My sisters did enough for the 3 of us. So growing up, I was the chill, quiet. But when it came to like friends and stuff, I was always the one that wanted to fit in. I tried to fit in. And so I wasn't an outcast, but I was one of those kids growing up that just try hard to like fit in with everybody.
Like, give me an example. And it's New York, so I kind of can tell, but I want you to say an example.
Like, so growing up, we would get on the bus and we'll go to like the mall to bag numbers, and I will always be the one, maybe a number, but because they were doing it, I felt like I had to do it, or else I would just pretty much be on the outside looking in. So it was just stuff like that. I mean, I ain't do nothing crazy to try to fit in, but I just, growing up, I wanted to just, fit in and be like everybody else. But I was still learning
I kind of friends didn't realize
it. Growing up, my friends were protective because out of the group, I was one of the youngest of the crew. So I think that's part of the reason why I wanted to try to fit in so much, because most of them were older. So and I saw their status, like some of them became DJs and was just popular. So like that's what I wanted. I was like, I wanted to be like them, and it unfortunately didn't work out like that at first.
Would you say you was popular or no? Like
popular in high school? Nah. I wasn't. Matter of fact, my jersey.
What made you think I'm talking about high school? Why I just couldn't talk about anything? Like, why you keep doing that? What time period are we talking about? Just in general? Yeah, in general, yeah.
Overall, my early years of life, no. I don't think I really became popular until like college.
So until you came down here, pretty much.
Yeah.
Got you.
Because I was able to, leave New York and pretty much build my own identity of what I wanted people to see me as.
I typically, and I think anybody in the world, probably in this room, we got some Georgia natives in here, right? Mm-hmm. I think even in this room, I always say New York is the greatest city. It's just me. Mm-hmm. How was it for you, like, knowing that you would be leaving a greater city to come to Augusta?
It was definitely a culture shock. It was definitely a huge adjustment. I had to learn when I first came down here. I used to always have to defend myself. Like,
did you have to?
You from yes? Like, don't play with me.
Tell me more.
Like, cause I'm from New York, they automatically assume we got bad attitudes. We think we know everything. We do. Yeah, so like, and it's just the people being like super nice, like, like even walking down the street. My first night here, I walked from Payne to Wendy's, and I was walking with 2 young ladies that was we came in together, and dude walked by, and he was like, "What's up?" So I was like, "Nigga, what's up?" And he was like, "What's up?" I was like, "What's up? Like, you want to square up or what?" He was like, "Nah, I'm just saying, hey." I was like, "Oh, my bad. What's up?"
Yeah, probably the wrong side of town to do that on too.
Yeah,
you didn't know that yet.
I ain't know that yet.
He definitely.
Well, it ain't that bad.
Nah, it ain't that bad.
It ain't
but, I mean,
that bad.
That's not the type. That's not the type of time you want to be aggressive on. You know what I'm saying? Most times
But
people are walking around like that.
Being from New York, you don't care. You don't care nothing about that. I'm just being.
Nah, I 100% agree. You know, especially when you first come down here, you still in that.
It was a huge adjustment for me. Like I had to learn, like, you know, you don't have to be as hostile. You don't have to worry about like people gonna walk past you and cause harm to you if they look at you a certain way. So
how long did it take you to realize that? I think like I didn't try to fight nobody and like that, but I definitely when people say, "Hey," I just get upset. Like, why are they talking to me?
Yeah, it took me a couple of months.
It took me longer than that. But you were older than me too, so
yeah, I'm older.
Like, did people have to tell you like, "Yo," they just
a lot of people when I went to school with used to have to tell me like, "Yo, Ray, chill out." Like, hey, it's not that serious.
You got into a lot of arguments, didn't you?
Yeah, arguments and fights.
What are you fighting? Why are you fighting?
Because, baby. So, I just feel like I was, you know, the way I dressed, I got short arms, so, and I got no neck too.
Do your arms again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, they short.
Oh wow.
I got short arms. So I guess stocky, husky, whatever you want to call it. So people like to pick, or they feel you're not from here, so they like to try you. So, but I ain't with that.
Let me ask you. Did you feel like I'm gonna ask you a real question? Because you feel like you were overprotective because you felt you were from New York. You had to like represent, like had to show.
I did.
You know, when I came down here, I ain't never really get like tried and all that, but I seen people come down from New York, and I felt like sometimes they would overdo it, and it made them give like New York a bad name sometimes.
So
they
I didn't overdo it. I think the problem was too for me was I was cool, so like I didn't mind being cool with people, but that I felt like that opened the door for people to think, oh, he ain't really from New York. That he don't act like he from New York. So they used to like try me. Like ask me like dumb questions about being from New York, and I'm like, come on, man. Like if you asking me like example, somebody from like Georgia, from Augusta, be like, you from New York? And I'm like, yeah. What part? Okay, Brooklyn. What part of Brooklyn? Bed-Stuy. What street? Nigga, have you been in New York before? Like, why are you asking me these questions? And then you know where they get it from? They get it from seeing somebody else from New York ask those questions. So I'm like, now you're trying to be funny. So that's when the arguments start. And then I don't like when people talk with, you know how we are. We kind of talk with our hands, and then we get louder as we talk. And then you start talking with your hands. So now I feel like you're going to use your hands. So I'm going to use my hands before you use yours. So...
And then y'all start fighting. Just because you ain't say the block you was from.
Yeah.
That's all good.
You know what?
Nah, that's growth. That's growth. Cause like I look at you as a real chill person. Like I don't get them vibe, but also I'm not testing anybody from New York. Like, I don't care if you say you from New York.
Yeah, if you say you from New York.
Like you keep saying you from Brooklyn, but you were from Queens, and I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Not a big deal.
Okay, so because I see you slide that in there. Okay, so I was born and raised in Brooklyn, and then we moved to Queens. Majority of my life I spent in Queens.
How old?
But my roots are in Brooklyn.
Don't get mad at me.
It's cool.
Hands behind my back. What age? What age?
So I was in Brooklyn till I was what, 10?
Oh, okay.
And then most of the
you from Queens,
from
bro.
10.
You from Queens?
I don't not say I'm not from Queens. I'm just saying like I was born in Brooklyn. And I live.
What hospital?
I say I was born in Brooklyn and I live in Queens. I lived in Queens. I was born at Woodhull Hospital.
Where the street at? I'm playing. Me too though. I was born at Woodhull too.
It was Broadway. Yeah. You was born at Woodhull for?
Yeah, I'm dead. Broadway and Freshton.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I know the vibes.
Killer Hall.
But so you come down here and you go to paint. So what you studying? Like what you
my degree was in broadcasting.
And what made you pick that out of everything?
Well, if we're gonna be honest, really my major was journalism. But when it came time for senior advisement, I found out that my advisor the whole time was giving me the wrong classes. So really, I was supposed to be a journalism major, but I took all of these classes for broadcasting. So they told me, hey, if you want to stick to journalism, you're going to have to stay another year. I said,
You
nah,
trying to hear that?
I'm switched to broadcasting and I'm up out of here. So got my degree and got gone.
Describe pain for me at that time. I know it changed over the years, but like how was pain to you as far as like as a school?
Pain was live. Pain was an experience. I always tell people going to a HBCU, of course you want to get an education, but one of the biggest things about going to HBCU is the experience. That's something that's priceless. That time that you spend and the relationships you start and the connections you build, that's really one of the biggest things about going to a HBCU, especially Payne. Payne get a lot of flack, but I don't regret graduating from Payne or going to Payne.
What's some of the flack that Payne get? Now I'm not gonna lie, I know in the past because I believe I was on a road spot, whether I was gonna continue to be at school or accreditation and stuff like that. But like since you've been here, you know what I'm saying? You've been a Payne alumni and just represented Payne. What's some of the flack you think y'all have gotten over the years, and why you think Payne get that such a bad rep? I guess.
A lot of flack has come from just media presence as far as their business being put out in the media, which that comes with the territory. You know, the accreditation, and the fact that we do have another college in the area that's very dominant. So of course, there's been rumors and talks about them wanting to take over Payne College property, the land. So, but a lot of flack has come from accreditation, mishandling, monies, and stuff like that.
So, do you think some of the flack that Payne get is, or would it be a good thing to say it's kind of in comparison to Augusta State?
No. Well, I really don't know what flack Augusta State really gets.
No, not that they get flack, but do you think some of the flack that Payne College gets because people are comparing it to Augusta State?
Oh, yes. Yes.
But you're talking about two different fundings.
Yeah, two different fundings, state-funded school. And really, most people don't realize with the HBCU, it's either in the hood or in the country. And it's a lot of HBCUs. Or both. Yeah, that's true. Or both.
Tuskegee is definitely both.
Yeah. Is it Albany State?
Albany State.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been to Fort Valley too.
Fort Valley.
Yeah, but Albany State was the one where I went, and I was just like, yeah, might not come back here.
What's wrong with Albany State?
We went to our homecoming, right? And we stopped at the gas station. So, I'm looking around like, okay, I'm trying to see what's going on. And I just see this big extended SUV pull up. So, at first you're like, ain't nothing wrong with it. But then you see counting the dudes coming out and you on nigga number 12 and the last four got guns in the back. Oh, it's time to go. And they stand around just like oblivious. I'm like, y'all get in the car. We about to go. As soon as we got down the road, not even 20 seconds. Pop, 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 pop. So, yeah.
Albany State is wild.
Albany, Georgia. Yeah, it's not one of my favorite places to go. Nope.
When you was at Payne, though, like, did y'all ever look at Augusta State at like rivalry or nah, not really?
We did.
In what aspects?
I still do.
More so like basketball, like
basketball, sports, Greek life. Yeah, we look at them as rivals.
Do y'all ever celebrate anything together or like nah?
Well, so my chapter, because I am Greek, I'm a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, oldest and the coldest, you already know.
Ooh, yeah. Smooth guy here.
But anyway, so my chapter is a metro chapter. So we actually cover Payne in Augusta University. Not all chapters are like that, but our chapter is. So we do have some celebrations with them in that aspect, but for the most part, it's always been like rival. Like when I was in school, we used to feel some type of way because they would talk about Payne. Oh, Payne this, Payne that. But then when we have parties and social events, they down there. So I'm like, so y'all good enough, we good enough to party with, but anything else y'all want to talk about us.
I definitely see what you would have a feel away about that. I do think that people just love black people, bro. I don't care how to slice it. People love black presence. They just love it. It's like a good feeling. we don't have no beef. I'm gonna give you a handshake right here. You know, I did graduate from GRU. Let you know right now. You know what I'm saying?
I don't have no smoke with them. They be having smoke with us.
I don't got no smoke with no school. I just trying to get in and get out, bro.
You just trying to get your degree and keep it going.
If I had a sibling there, I probably went to pain though. But they ain't offer us nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it be like that.
But so the last one.
Yeah.
But I ain't know about it either. So it's one of them things where I didn't want to go to college, so I just kind of went wherever, and that happened like that.
I ain't nothing wrong with that.
But so I heard that well, let me say that I heard. Who got the best homecoming HBCU wise?
HBCU wise, who has the best homecoming?
Bro,
I'm just making sure.
Why you did that for? Why you did?
I think I just went backwards with the question. Okay, so HBCU, who has the best homecoming? So it's levels to it. Like there's levels to HBCUs.
Put your hands up. Let me see. Do that again.
It's levels.
Go to the highest level.
Level.
Who's right there?
Like FAMU, Alabama A&M. Okay. If you want to take a step down, I would probably say because they're in Atlanta, because of placing schools like Clark Atlanta, like Morehouse, even though they're all in the same area. Then a step down would be like Albany State, Fort Valley.
You don't like Albany State, do you?
Do I not like them?
You don't like Albany State?
It's not that I don't dislike them. I'm just going based off of my experience, and like you got schools like Alabama A&M, Grambling, Southern, like they homecoming. FAMU, their homecoming is a whole nother level. Like even being Greek and visiting, you just be looking like, oh, we don't do this.
How's Payne's homecomings?
We be lit. Payne is on a smaller scale, but it's more like a family reunion.
Gotcha.
So like, even if we in different organizations, we all link some type of way. So even through the different classes. So like when we link up, it's like a family reunion. So you're gonna have your people that like each other, people that don't like each other. Might be a fight or two.
Just one or two, no big deal.
It's like a family reunion.
Yeah.
You gonna have afterwards. Somebody that's like that uncle that you don't want at the family reunion. Like, oh, watch that nigga. Make sure students around. I'm just
like, how long did it take you to adapt to the Georgia slang?
Or
you tried
long,
not
about
to?
a year, less than a year.
You came in a snap era, right? 07 snap era.
Yeah.
Kind of like.
So when I came to school, we had a strong concentration of people from New York, California, and Atlanta. So it was kind of like we were mixing lingo. So I would be like, bruh, and then be like, hella. Like, that's hella cool, bruh. Like, just mixing lingo. So it didn't take long.
You mentioned something, though, I wanted to touch on. HBCUs, and you said sometimes either in the hood or the country, or we said both, right? Why do you think that is? And do you think that's a more of a pro or a con, or both?
I personally believe it's both pro and a con. Because with it being a pro, you right in most of the HBCUs are like in the area of where it is predominantly black
communities,
but that's also could be the bad too, being in predominantly black, because it's like, could you be competitive with the outside world? Because when you're in an HBCU, it's like being nurtured. It's different, but sometimes we worry because you're in that environment, are you being handicapped from being competitive with the Penn States and the UCLAs and stuff like that? So I would say that would be the pros and cons of HBCU. But my ideal is, I believe if you're going to take the school route, because one, I believe everybody don't have to go to college. College is not for everybody. We need to bring back trade schools, focusing on trade schools. We need plumbers, electricians. Besides, plumbers and electricians can work for themselves. That's entrepreneurship. I know some electricians and plumbers that make more money than doctors, and they didn't get a degree. So, and it's like with how the household was, say, 20, 30 years ago. The husband, the father could, pretty much make money being an electrician. He could take care of the home being an electrician. He didn't have to have a college degree. So my biggest thing first is getting certified, getting certs, going like welding school. If every college is not for everybody, but I also do believe if you going to do the college route, I believe you should go to a HBCU and a PWI. If you're going to go HBCU undergrad, go PWI for grad school. So that way you get an exposure to both. Because it's two different environments.
Right.
PWI, like even amongst Greek, and that's one of the ways you can see it firsthand. Usually Greeks from a PWI and Greeks from an HBCU, they move a little different. Like it's very noticeable. But I believe you should do HBCU and PWI. Get a balance.
When you went to Payne, because I know you hear every year pretty much it's always something. And most schools have things happen, like a crime, but I know at HBCU, everybody I know went to HBCU, there's always like crimes that happen close to the campus, rather, mm-hmm. or even on campus or whatever. And a lot of times it's not even the students that go to the school. Yeah. So like I wonder if it's hard for the faculty or staff to even identify whether the student is a student or the person that lives two blocks down the street.
I think it depends on the school. At Payne, because it's a small student body, it's easier to navigate and point out if that's a student or not. I really think it depends on the school. We don't have that issues as far as like if somebody walked on campus, like I would know, like you don't go here. Even security, because we have a small amount of students, so we see the same students every day. So it's like, oh yeah, I know you a visitor, or you in that car don't be on campus. That's a visitor. So yeah, I think it depends on the school. But you have like more issues like that at the bigger schools where they have like off-campus housing and stuff like that. So
what's your best memory at Payne?
It would just be the best memory. Homecoming. My first homecoming being Greek. Yeah, got a hold of some ape juice. And I was just like, got to drinking. They was like, oh, it ain't gonna hit you at first. I was like, man, I'll do this. 30 minutes later.
Did you do that at the time or you just was talking?
What?
You said I do this. Did you really do that?
Oh,
you really drinking?
I learned real fast.
That you didn't?
That I didn't do it. That was different. Like the punches, the hunch putt. Oh, yes, sir. I was like, yeah, I'm strolling. I'm like, yeah, bro, we on. I got my LBs with me. I'm like, bro, we about to turn up. Turn down. I was at the step show hurt. Knowing I got to perform in the step show.
Did you say perform or not?
Yeah, and we won.
Uh-oh.
Good thing I was extra. I wasn't a stepper. If I was a stepper, we'd have lost. If I was a stepper, yeah, show would have lost.
I know you mentioned earlier you was like how when you were younger, you tried to fit in. Do you feel like you had to try to fit in that Payne, or you just fit in, or you found your niche, or like how
I found my niche. I didn't think I was the cutest, so I was like, well, hell, I'm gonna be funny.
You had the beard back then?
Nah, I didn't have a beard.
Makes sense. Okay.
I had.
No, I'm saying no. The beard is nice. The beard is that nice.
I actually had just a small little,
the little chin one that we get when we first start out.
Chin. So life experiences changed that.
Yeah, ape juice.
Yeah, amongst other things. Yeah, but
what's up with your man, bro?
Nah, but yeah. So it grew in fast. I ain't gonna lie. when I go to the bathroom, they was like, take a razor and just rub it against your skin. The friction gonna make the hair grow. So for like a whole semester, I was doing that. And all I was doing was cutting my face. I wasn't getting no
I can
hair.
see him now. I'm gonna be right in the spring.
Yeah, I was like,
No.
and then out of nowhere, well, I think I knew what happened. It stopped growing up here and started growing down here.
Hey,
So,
simple science.
yeah, so
Why
I
not?
figured, hey,
It gotta grow somewhere.
they got to grow somewhere.
That's just
So,
that's a man law.
stop growing here. I was like, walk around looking like Carl Winslow on the low. And then, because it would just not grow here. So I had to work on
When you went ball, like what age?
hell, like maybe 20, 25, 26.
You was done. You graduated by then or no?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I graduated by then.
College stressed you out?
Nah, it came from, I really think it came from wearing hats all the time. Like,
Yeah, I think so.
because I had the waves, and then I was getting the designs in my head, and it would just push my hairline back further and further. I was looking like LeBron.
Anybody from your in pain can vouch for the waves? Can they vouch for you having waves?
I had pictures.
No.
Can they
Yeah,
vouch?
Yeah, like
Probably, yeah.
okay.
It's people that see me with hair. Like for Valentine's Day, I used to get the hearts. It's on Facebook too. I used to get
tag
the
me.
hearts. I'm gonna
Tag
tag
me,
you.
yeah,
I used to get the hearts and everything all over.
Okay, I see you. Certified lover man.
Nah, I ain't no lover man. I just be chilling.
All right. This is a different breed right here. But so at the pain, what you did? Like what was
At the pain, went back to New York for like 6 months.
You hated
Took
it,
a job,
didn't you?
hated it, came back, started over.
I think when you leave New York, if you grow, it's really hard to live there again. Like you just cherish memories and that's it. It's hard to go back. It's so cluttered, and you get so used to the space.
You look at when you leave New York and you go, like you said, you grow and you go back. You look at life differently in New York, and it's just like I'm down here. I have my own place, my own car.
Cheaper
I'm
rent.
living comfortably. Go back to New York to be in a studio apartment, like
Cold, mice.
people all over your shoulder.
You
said mice. You was nice. People be like, "Oh, New York got rats," which we
in
do.
the subway, but I mean in the house. I mean,
Thank you.
It's the wintertime.
I'm just so glad you said that.
Well, I know the
Even though I
difference,
didn't
right?
have mice in the house, I don't play that.
Yeah.
No mice, no roaches.
We had mice in the wintertime. I always had a cat though, so I never had a problem.
When I was younger, we had a cat.
So I had to wake up in the morning. Sometimes like the cat, I know it's gonna sound wild, but the cat like they play with the mouse.
They play
so
with the mouse.
A few times the cat didn't jump my mom's bed and put the mouse on there.
My mom said the same
Like,
thing when we were
"Jermaine,
little.
come get this fucking mouse. 6-year-old me
Come
getting
get
up with
this.
this.
Come get this damn cat. So, but
Yeah.
I love New York. I love to visit New York, but living there, it's just not for me. I like the space. I love the opportunity. I mean, New York is growing, but it's growing differently. Like the gentrification up there is ridiculous.
Yeah, I went up there earlier last year, and yeah, it's not for me. But it was the smell and stuff was still there. Like when you go to your block, it seemed the same. I seen some people that was there when I left, whatever. But
it's different.
it was too. Yeah,
Like they in Greenpoint, like making coffee shops and growing trees. I was like,
well, I told
we
you
don't
that
need to go
I
to
ain't
this.
see a lot of white people, and I'm from Bushwick, and when I went and I walked around, like I just saw mad white people. And I'm like, I felt like I was the one. I felt like I was
they
the
look at you
outsider.
like, what you doing here? I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, I ain't never seen this many white people. Matter of fact, when I went up there to visit, my baby sister picked me up and she drove me through Brooklyn. And now we stopped at the light and I was like,
mad lounges.
I was like, it's a lot of white people here. And the dude heard me and he was like, and we here to stay, honey. I said, oh, hurry up and pull off. Hurry up and pull off. I was like, oh, they wild out here.
Yeah, they didn't invade it, but whatever.
I ain't see the dogs out front. So
Damn. All right. So when you came back,
it was like 6 months later.
and what you did? 'Cause I know you from something different. So I don't know. Like I know you from the T-Mobile champions.
Oh yeah. So when I came back, I got back into the food industry. That lasted. I came back 2000, the end of 2012. So from 2012 to 2015, I was with like Applebee's and a couple other chains.
What you did? Like you did work there? You managed? Oh.
I was server. I was.
You like a waiter?
I was a server for like 14 years.
Hold on. You said what?
I was like a server for like 14 years.
What's it like serving? Like what is that like, man? Like that's a good thing. Is that
it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It could be a good thing because the money's quick. You get money every night. Bad thing is people think that you get paid a high hourly wage, and that's not true. And you could be on your feet for hours. And you got to deal with people. You got to deal with
different
people
attitudes.
not wanting to tip.
Exactly. I'm gonna ask. What's your stance on tipping?
I tip regardless, but I mostly tip on based off service, not based off the dollar amount of my bill, because I've served for so long and I understand the grind and how it is. If you don't, like, people think if you don't get tipped that you're gonna still have money at the end of the night, and that's not true.
I don't know how true it is for waitress. And you would know. I don't want to say waitress, but waiter.
I'm a waiter.
Waiter.
I was a waiter.
Got you.
Or server.
There we go.
No S.
Got you. What's the hourly wage?
When I was serving, it was like $2.15.
That's legal?
Mm-hmm.
But why?
Okay, so the wage for servers is different than the wage for like an actual job, because you make most of your money come from tips, so you get paid less hourly than a standard job.
Well, what's the math behind that? I mean, I get it. You get tips, and what that mean?
What you mean? What that mean?
So
what?
So no, I'm not. Nah, hell no. Because I'm talking about like, why would y'all get paid less though? Like, I'm fighting for y'all to get more money.
What? Look at you, man. Because that's a heated question.
No, I don't want waiters not get. I'm trying to figure out why they can't pay regular money, because then I feel bad when
it's law. Like when you go into a restaurant and you go into the back, like they have like the bulletins and everything, and it tells you the hourly wage. I never really paid attention, because for me, the check that you get from your hourly wage went to taxes, cover your taxes. I was about getting money, so I made tips, so I didn't worry about it. I wasn't worried about that.
The cooks get paid $2 too?
No, cooks get paid hourly. They get paid different. It's just servers that make that money. Servers is different.
So okay, just ask you a question. Asking this question, you do a table, you serve a table. Mm-hmm. They don't tip you. Mm-hmm. What's your reaction? How you feeling?
I keep it pushing
to the next thing.
Yeah, but that's me, because I know when I was serving, I always gave my best, and I also knew how to adapt to different tables. Like you can't serve every table the same. So I was great at it, so I always made money. So that's why, like, when it came to tipping, it didn't bother me, because if you wasn't gonna tip me, I wasn't worried about it, because I already know that table gonna tip me, and then they probably gonna see that you didn't tip me, and they gonna feel some type of way because you didn't tip me. So now they gonna tip me more. So it's really about working. I hate to say working the system, but like. If you really about your money, you gonna figure out a way to get it. Like, people complaining about not being tipped, instead of saying like, oh, people just broke. Some people really don't know how to tip. That's one of the biggest things I learned. People don't know how to tip. So when they don't know how to tip, you give them service to make them want to tip. So they may be like $5. They may be used to $5 tipping, but if you giving them exceptional service, that $10, they may think that $10 is going above and beyond, and really the $10 for you is just average. But that's cool, because you still getting a tip. So you gotta work the system. But I just got burnt out from it, because where I was at, the establishment was going down. So Like I felt like my talent was being wasted, so I got out, and that's when I went to T-Mobile.
T-Mobile.
That's what a lot of people down here know me for. T-Mobile, 8 years at T-Mobile.
Yeah, man. So, like, what made you? I mean, not made you get into it, but like, how were you able to flourish so well in that organization?
Well, my customer service experience from working in a restaurant and dealing with different attitudes and different personalities and taking losses, being able to handle taking a loss in your face helped me with T-Mobile. It actually made T-Mobile a breeze because, it's cell phone. So restaurant is a want. People need cell phones. So in a sense, they come in for service. They in a sense they need you. So if they need you, I feel like at that point, why not give them service with a smile or with a joke? Because phones went from a luxury to a necessity. So it's like all these different issues. You probably the last person they want to deal with, or you probably the 9th person they done dealt with. So one thing I had to learn was, especially with working, because I was in the store, I wasn't in the call center. Bless those folks that work on the phones, like for real. I know people that have like PTSD from it. It's bad. But working in the store, I was usually the last line of defense for T-Mobile. So the first thing I knew and understood was I didn't do nothing to them. So their frustration and their anger is not towards me. I didn't do it. They upset with either they've been sent around in circles trying to get something straight, or somebody else done did something. So really, you in front of me because you need my help. I'm not about to let you change my energy. So you either gonna calm down or you gonna leave upset. But guess what? You still gonna come back. And when you come back, I'm still gonna be the same way. I was never nasty, never rude. I cracked jokes. I had fun.
You taking notes, bro?
I was the type of person where they would send the people that was disgruntled, they would send them to me like, right, handle that. Oh, say less. I like this. This a challenge. Ah, my bad. This a challenge. So
Your knee okay?
Yeah, so
I ain't got no insurance.
I just want to make sure, I know this stuff could be expensive.
It's a little expensive, a little bit, not major, you know what I'm saying?
You got marble. Ooh, this is nice.
This is a real deal right here, you know what I'm saying? This is granite.
I told you I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this podcast.
Yeah. You are, you at the place to be, man.
I feel like I have arrived.
Hey, man, you ain't arrived till you're here.
And I'm here, so guess what?
Hey, man.
I have arrived.
Here we go, baby. I make sure I put that clip
boy
up,
good.
make everybody mad.
That boy real good.
Nah, but I asked that because, like I said, I remember seeing you. I seen you before. I didn't know what you did, but I seen you just in podcasting and producing and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I guess y'all would talk about it in the past. And I just remember one day seeing you in the mall, and I was like, "Yo," I was like, "You're." I was trying to test his New York skills. I knew you from Queens when I said that because how you looked around, but it's not a big deal. But you turned around. He was like, "Oh, what's up?" Like you turned around like you wanted to fight because I was like, "Yo, how you gonna pick my phone real quick?" And you turned around like you had attitude, but then you was like, "Oh, what's up?" And we talked and stuff, and me watching you like just in the store and stuff, how you maneuver, I thought it was dope too. Like you did have a good attitude, how you handle people,
Appreciate it.
really well. So,
well, yeah, and I remember that too. He was like, "You're," I was like, because I was like, most folks don't say "you're," like that's another thing.
It's tens, I seen
it was like. Where is it coming from? So I wasn't mad, but I was like, I probably had the face because I was looking like who playing with me?
Look,
like
I felt bad because I had a question because I was sprinting coming to T-Mobile. I was like, yo, I got the question for you real quick. I ain't trying to go in that store because there's a line in there. It was during COVID, so. But yeah, you hooked me up.
And that was the thing. Like I loved T-Mobile, but my peace and my mental health comes first. And I know as much as I say I had fun and everything with T-Mobile, people question like, why would you leave? Because I made a lot of money at T-Mobile. I really did. But I just felt like y'all are not going to determine my ceiling. And when I say that with the merger, I had been fighting to move up because I'm about growth. I don't want to be complacent and stay in the same position, but I want to be the manager. I want to go move laterally into different avenues. And it was just like I kept getting the, oh yeah, it's coming. But then once the merger come, I see you bringing in people from the sprint side, and then you giving them those positions. But then I have to sit around and train managers or help train managers. Mind you, I was one of the ones that was training every rep coming into the store. And now you got me training managers, but you can't give me the position. So it was just like, I could either stay. I could either stay and be comfortable with the money, or I could leave, take an opportunity, and take a chance on myself. I'd rather let me take a step back.
How hard was the decision to leave? Because you left.
It was hard. And what
was the final
hard,
thought?
But then it wasn't hard. It was hard because I was complacent because of the money, and my fear was my business is not going to take off like I want it to. It could fail, but I gotta push my boy Kobe. Most people know him as Cousin Kobe. So we worked together at in the mall, T-Mobile store, and me and him chop it up every day. That was like my twin at work.
Yeah, look alike. Word. Yeah, no, that's the same
do,
beard,
but
bro.
Mindset, and it was just like he was sick of it. He was like, "Why I'm doing this when I got so much that I can invest in myself? I'm gonna take the leap." He quit, and he was just like, "Ray, you not gonna quit. You gonna stay." Like yeah, for real.
Trying to attack him. I was like, nah, you ain't going nowhere.
But he's showing me all the reasons for me not to stay. And I'm just like, he was like, but you playing it safe. He's like, you got that, you got the pillow underneath you. That's their blanket. You got something to fall on. You're not gonna take that chance. And it was me, him, and Devin, my boy Devin. Devin quit after him and was like, bump it. I'm going to take a chance on myself too. So now I'm sitting there like, it's just me. And I'm still here. And then what
still
made
training
it worse,
reps.
And what made it worse is, you funny. It's still training. But yeah. But what made it worse was he would still come by the store and be like, what's up, Ray? Like, you still here, dog? But he like, I respect it though. He's like, because you got to move how you want to move. And I was just like, you know what? He right. So I did a lot of praying, and I was just like, talking to my parents. My parents always supportive. Like I could tell my parents right now, hey, I want to start a podcast. My mom will be on like Amazon 30 minutes later, like, you know that this QV 2000 devices, I think you need this. Like my parents is like
Shout
that.
Out to your mom. That's
yeah,
dope.
My mom and my dad, because they're a
dope.
team, they're a duo. So like my parents is that supportive. So even with my business, my parents, my financial officer is my mom. My master of operations is my dad. My public relations is my sister Monique. My media presence is my baby sister. So like everything is in the family. So I was just like, I think it's time to take a chance. And with pain, I felt I needed to go somewhere where I felt valued. And at the time, I knew pain needed somebody like myself. They needed me. So I took the huge pay cut, because it was a huge pay cut. And
it's private funding, man. Come on now.
I mean, it is, but I knew what I'd get myself into. But by going to pain, for me, that meant I had to rely on myself as far as my business to take care of myself. So that was the first time I ever made a decision on taking a chance on me with no hesitation. When the opportunity presented itself, I jumped on it.
I don't remember verbatim, but I really feel like one day you said you quit, and the next day you was like, got the job at Payne. You could have been the same day for all. I don't know, but
so When I found out Pain needed people on Facebook. One of my frat brothers who work at Pain was like, they need people at Pain. So I was like, I want the position, and I mean, within 5 days, I was hired. So the reason why I really took the position, because the position was about purpose and promise. One of my mentors, Matthew Fogel, he was my RD when I was in school. This man looked out for my sister and I when he didn't have to, went the extra mile. I'm talking about, if I needed to get home to New York, he would drive us to Atlanta, get us on a plane. When I come back, he's there to pick us up. He died in his sleep while I was in school, before I even crossed Alpha. He was an Alpha. He never pushed it on me. You know, some people have the story of, you know, I was recruited, or people tried to push being Greek on me. He didn't do that. He was like, if you go and join my fraternity, it's gonna be by choice. Like, we don't recruit. This is what you want. But yeah, I'll never forget that day. He died in his sleep on campus, and he used to always check up on me, and he, you know, used to tell me, like, you know, for everything I do, don't pay me, pay it forward. So I just wanted to be the Matthew Fogel of Pain now. So being at Pain now, I feel like I'm fulfilling a purpose and a promise, because I promised him one day I would go back to Pain and give him my time somehow, some way. And right now I'm doing it exactly how he was doing it, being that person the students have to go to, whether it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon or 2 o'clock in the morning. So that's why taking the position at Pain was so big for me. And I felt like once I fulfilled that purpose is when everything started falling into place.
That's what I'm doing.
Alright, I don't know. I never seen him do that before. Showing up in front of the company. I don't know what's going on, man. No, I'm playing.
You do it, everybody's so wrong.
Oh, God.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so yeah.
But I like that. Like especially having a vision to do something. Like you said something earlier, and I'm thinking about it now. For you, the pay cut, was it worth the peace you got?
If I had to go back and make that decision, I would do it over and over and over again. It was well worth it. Because now I feel like they're not in charge of me. I'm in charge of what I want to do. Like, Invictus, I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul. That's big to me. So I want to be in charge of the things I do, and I want to be an example for the young men and women coming behind me, or not even just coming behind me, that I actually touch, like with presence or speaking to. Like, I want to be the example. You know, some people want to be wealthy, some people want to be rich. I want to be an icon. I want, when I have kids, I want, when they're older, their kids, when somebody speak my name, it not necessarily shake the room, but like, I want it to be where my name is well respected. I was known for doing the best I could with what I had to help others and be positive in everything I do, everything I touch.
That's dope. I mean, I think it's a dope thing to want to be impactful rather than just be known. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, people be known, they don't do nothing at all. But then, you know, a lot of people, they really impactful. Like, you impact people out. Like, even, you know, you going back to Pain and why you went back to Pain. Like, a lot of people might not know him, but he's very impactful, apparently, obviously, you know. So that's dope. I think that's a dope thing. When you chose to start your business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cause you was already doing the sneakers,
No.
the design stuff, right? No, you was on live. You was doing it. You weren't.
Oh no! When I went live, I had already started my business, but I didn't. This, to be honest with you, and shout out to my brother. I would say he's my best friend, but he could be my worst friend sometimes too. But it's
Niggas dropping phones. Nah,
he dropping phones.
I do it all the
B.
time. I do it all the time.
Yeah,
You go pick it up, bro.
I'm surprised I ain't dropped mine.
Yeah, you been stomping all night though. That's all good.
Oh, you know,
The first time
that's
you
my
were jittery. I was like, all right now. Come
Yeah,
on.
that's that A-Town.
Turn his
stomp,
game
you know?
down a little bit.
Oh no, what's that? What's his name? Nardo Wick.
That's what they say. I don't know. The new kids.
Yeah,
that song.
yeah. That's how that's how I'm feeling at first.
Oh,
But I'm
okay.
good now.
Yeah.
Cause now I'm telling you how I step on niggas. No, nah, but yeah. Damn, I forgot.
Nah, that's all good. That's why I'm here. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm here. That's why I be
You-
doing
you
it.
the man
I
with
see,
the plan.
I see you try to do the joking thing. You know, let me do me. Now, but I think that with you going live and you doing the sneakers and stuff like that, that's what I seen first. So
Got you.
I didn't see you start the business aspect
Okay,
of it
so
first.
how that got started was originally it was my boy Antonio's idea. The idea was to go on eBay, buy shoes, clean them and fix them up.
Oh man, you're drinking
Bro,
a whole
he's-
gallon
a
of
whole
water.
gallon
and
of
it's,
water.
And what is it, alkaline? Tell them about the water real quick, please.
And it got the pH. And it got the pH. Help with the pH balance.
You know that's HBCU water, right?
That's ABC.
Tell them,
What are
please.
you talking about?
Tell them, come on, tell them about the water, man. Stop playing.
Bro, this is like a
Any other-
a
any
commercial
other
break,
time,
like an
any other
advertisement.
time, Any other
Go
time,
right now.
he talking about the water.
This segment has been brought to you by.
I'm telling y'all right now, if y'all ever see that anywhere, he was there. This is the only man I know. Can I get that drug of water, please?
Bruh.
Real quick. I want to put it in the camera.
this
There's gotta be a
this
clip.
water.
Bro.
This segment was brought to you by.
This is Juan's water right here.
Alkaline water.
He drinks that every day.
pH of a +8. Damn, pH +8.
Tell him
every
about
day?
it. Talk to the camera. Talk to the mic. Tell him about it. Like, now,
Talk to me.
That's the same,
And it's
bro.
0 calories.
Now he'll be a
That's what
spokesperson.
to say, bro.
Come on, man. Do the commercial.
Enhanced with electrolytes. Oh, and you got 8 ounces free. Damn, they count how many ounces did you pay for?
Throw
That's
a little
crazy.
8 ounce in there. You know what I'm saying?
Whole 8 ounces.
Tell him how much it costs.
$2.29.
Talk to the mic. Come on, playing.
$2.29 a gallon.
No, there we go.
Where you get this water at?
Kroger.
Well, I'll be damned.
Yeah, man. Tell him about the perks of that water, man. What's the perks?
This is a whole. This is like a whole commercial.
No, I'm saying because
This is a whole commercial break.
I know him for 2 years. For every 2 years, every day I saw him. If I pick him up,
Yeah.
6 in the morning sometimes,
So
he
what
got
has
that
it
water.
helped you to do?
He's vegan.
You vegan?
Yeah, so it helping my digestion, mental clarity.
I
used to
need
have
to start
anxiety
drinking.
bad.
I need to start drinking some alkaline water, and it's sodium free.
Can't beat that.
You can't beat that.
No sodium.
Once again, this is brought to you by Springtime Alkaline Water.
There we go, man.
Appreciate
that,
$2.29. $2.29.
Is that what dropped or was it your phone?
It was my.
Nah, here you go.
Right, he really finished He really finished that whole bottle.
Nah, he don't play around.
You really reload tomorrow?
Yeah.
Bro, I need to go get some of that.
If you ever see that laying around anywhere, just know he was there. Just hit me up.
If
Say,
you
yo,
if you see me get slimmer,
I'm telling you, bro, you getting there,
I'm trying
man.
to. So I had
Looking
to.
good.
Shorty had me fast soda, so that helped.
Here we go. I ain't gonna get into it, man.
She had me fast soda, so shout out to her. Shout out to Bay.
I'm gonna drink mine though.
I mean,
You still?
I still drink soda though. Now I do. That fast soda I do.
Oh, okay.
But I'm very light with it now. I don't drink it. I used to like
That's healthy
guzzle.
though. That's healthy.
Yeah.
You probably
So
like
it's
me. That's how I be
progress.
doing.
It's progress. Like I would drink a lot of soda. Like go through it. Like
Hey,
go
man.
through a case. Like it's nothing.
I ain't gonna get into that. But let's get back into it. Thanks for the commercial one.
With the commercial break. Ooh.
That was
Icebreaker.
dope,
well,
bro.
not icebreaker because we.
If you want more ads and more of the masters, man, just email me at morettmasters@gmail.com. Ask for Juanito. He'll tell you about the water. Alkaline, 8 ounces free. And we good to go, baby.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is, but
Guantanamera.
Guantanamera. There you go.
Guantanamera.
That's his new name. I like that. Ain't got the water, 8 ounces free. Come on, man. Stop playing with my boy.
Guantanamera.
wow.
Guantanamera. But yeah, so
The live. Like when you started that
So
design and stuff.
before the live, he was like, "We gonna do eBay, get the shoes, clean them up, resell them." I was like, "Bet." So started doing research, hours and hours of YouTube and videos for like 3-4 months. Then we was like, "Okay, we're gonna order it and order the supplies." So I started going live because I didn't like being by myself. When I always would paint, I would be at the crib by myself, and I'm a thinker, so I'm sitting there just going, my mind going. So I'm like, okay, that was one thing, overthinking and being by myself. 2, people didn't know me for doing shoes, so they were just like, I would post a shoe and they'd be like, "You ain't do that." So I'm like, okay, so y'all don't think I did it. I'm gonna show you that I actually do the shoes, and that's what took off. Like, and honestly, I didn't think it was gonna take off. I thought it was just gonna be like a hobby, and then orders started coming in. Excuse me, and then when I started getting international orders was when I was like, okay, I'm at this crossroad where I could either keep it as a hobby or make it a legit business. And I was like, well, let's take a chance. So was doing the customs, but I ain't really like the customs. COVID is what changed everything for me. I know when we speak on COVID, it's always seemed negative. The one thing that I got positive out of COVID was my business, because a lot of people couldn't shop like they wanted to. And I got into restoration. And that was just
That's
because,
like when you bring the sneaker back or something like that.
and I got into restoration because we had other people that did customs in Augusta. EJ Dunbar, Jay Frey, my boy John Walton, Friday Night Spikes. Shout out to all of them. Cause it's always love. So I wanted to do something to set myself differently from everybody. And I noticed nobody was really doing restoration. So I got into that. And then when COVID hit, a lot of people couldn't get shoes, but they already had shoes. So they was like, well, if you can restore these, I'll be straight. So that's when I got into the restoration. And that's really when my business like really took off.
But also, are you saying business as far as like you making it your business and being a profit from it?
Mm-hmm.
You actually getting a spot downtown wasn't you had a business before that? That's
Yes,
you getting a spot.
I had a business before that, and then Dobie came to me, and he was like, he's opened up a custom shop. He wanted me to be a part of it, and I had offers before to have my own spot. I just was like, nah, this ain't it. It was the place, where the location. I was just like, nah. But when he told me his vision, I was like, oh, this is dope. So I jumped on, and it's even that has opened like doors for me. And like, shout out to them, Dobie, Reggie, Rome, all of them, Nick, like the Culture Shock family, the Came From Nothing family. Right. Yeah.
Do you get free Came From Nothing gear?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No free.
I like that gear. I wanted to go and see if you could just slide me something.
Nah, I can't. Well, most of the time I can't fit the gear.
I think
I can now though. I can now.
Yeah. Getting smaller or just maybe
because I'm getting smaller.
There we go.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. You gotta get smaller, man. That's healthy.
But now, even from that, I just feel like, Dobie is a person that a lot of people don't really know and know what he got going on. Like, I'll be honest, when I first met him, I was just like, I just know him for being a hooper, a star at AU, and like a hometown hero, because he was a hooper, he was a star. But like the work he do in the community, like it's a lot of things he do that is not in the public eye. And one of the things is actually giving people a chance. So like with Culture Shock, most people don't know, but besides myself being there and him having his printing business, he give other designers an opportunity to sell their merchandise. That he gives them a place, a home to be able to sell their merchandise when they can't do it themselves or they don't have the time or the space. Like he gives people opportunities, like him and Reggie, like, cause you know they like to me they like a duo, but they do a lot. They do a lot for Augusta that goes unnoticed.
For what you do, like for with the design and stuff like that, like you'll never be scared to go live. You might mess up because you doing the live, like it's right there. Like you can't rewind it, you can't cut.
Do I be scared?
Nervous because like what if you mess something up? Like you going live?
You're going to mess up. It's a part of the business. Like if I mess up, I just start from scratch. I've been lucky.
So you buy a whole new sneaker?
No. Okay, so I work with acrylic leather paint, so it's water based.
Yeah, school.
So worst case scenario is if I need to remove it, I could use acetone or use. I mean, not necessarily water, but it can be removed or covered.
Okay, so easily removable.
Depending on what type of fabric what type of fabric you're working with, whether it's suede or leather.
But you do primarily shoes.
Shoes,
right?
But I have customized other things. I've
like
customized
hats or sweaters.
I've customized hats, hard hats, iPads. I haven't done cell phones. What have I? Glasses, sunglasses. I just did some sunglasses for somebody for event the other night. So I haven't really done clothes. People want me to get into clothes, which is why I started out with like the t-shirts and stuff. So
for somebody that's starting a business or that's in the process of starting a business from the ground up and that's having the same kind of question about whether they should leave their job or free up some time mentally or just to actually put time into their business, what kind of advice would you give them?
First thing I learned is there's one thing to be the business and there's another thing to be a business owner. You can have the talent to create the business, but being a business owner is a whole nother monster. The dealing with customers and meeting deadlines and just handling business period is just because you have the talent to do it does not necessarily mean it's going to make you a great business owner. So I would say if you're going to do it, learn the demographics, know your target audience, do your research, even down to the research of where you're going to get your supplies at. Like for me, I can't go to a local store and really buy paint. I have to order it. So like I have to make sure I'm ahead of the game. If I'm getting low on paint, I have to be prepared to order before I run out. So it's just stuff like that. Just, and don't listen to the outside crowd if that's what you really want to do. Your friends is not the consumer. They're not going to be the people that buy your product, so don't take it personal.
I want to ask about that. So, friends, because I think a lot of times people start stuff as business, whether you're just starting something you're doing, like whatever you're doing that you put a lot into. A lot of times people would they feel away when their friends don't support it or aren't sharing it enough so they're liking, right? What's your take on that? I'm gonna say
I used
mine,
to
but
be
what's your
like
take on
that.
that?
I used to in the beginning, because you figured they know you the best. And they're your friends, so they are supposed to support you, and that's not how it works. Your friends are not your customers. So your biggest support comes from people that don't know you. They don't care about who you are really. They care about what you supplying. That's what they care about. So I had to learn, like, oh, my friends, they don't support. They don't get no shirts from me, or they don't get no shoes done for me. They don't even put a like or a share. If you keep worrying about that, you ain't gonna go nowhere. There's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna disappoint you. It's gonna be people that you think support you and really be laughing behind your back, like, oh yeah, that nigga gonna fail. He gonna fail sooner or later, and they be your own friends. Just because they not in the position you at. Not necessarily. I'm not saying they're haters, but some people just are like that. Like my dog, that's my dog, but it's gonna fall one of these days.
Damn.
It's like that, I've experienced it.
Yeah, that sucks. Now you saying it that way, that's kind of disheartening to hear. That
But you know what?
It's
It's not disheartening to me. It's motivation. Cause now every time you look me in the face and you see me, you gotta see me winning.
I can respect that.
And then you really not. And usually those people separate themselves without them really even trying.
Right. Yeah. That's not
So now you gotta see me win, but you gotta see me win from over there.
Yep, from a distance, definitely.
So it's motivation.
When I had Latasha Lewis on here a while back, maybe like a year ago, 2 years ago, and she had made a good point as far as that goes. Not necessarily friend, but just support in general.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we get mad because their family don't support them or this person don't support them. And I talked to him about it a lot. And we talk and we say, just like she said, sometimes also people don't really talk about what support look like for them. Mm-hmm. So like you might have a business or you might have something, but you might and tell people that around you that love you, whether it's your family, your friends, whatever, how you want to be supported, you know? Like you saying like, damn, my friend ain't like it. But you might ain't tell them that liking my stuff is how I look at support. True. They might think telling they aunties and their uncles and their cousins that you got this going on is enough. Mm-hmm. You might not be seeing it, but they saying it, you know what I'm saying? They might not feel like a like is super true. Crazy, you know? But a lot of times, I don't think as people that get upset, they don't always be clear in what support look like for them. Mm-hmm. Like for me, I like a share. A like is cool, but I don't care. I get 0 likes. I got 50 shares. I'm happy about that. I prefer a share over a like.
Yeah, I prefer a share over a like.
You know what I'm saying? I know what audience is reaching versus a like. Yeah. Like is cool. I'm gonna take anything I can get, but I'll definitely support. I'd rather share over that. You know what I'm saying? So I try to tell people that because if I don't tell them, then I really can't say like, yo, they ain't really support me because I ain't really tell them what it look like for me because it look different for everybody else.
Yeah, that's true.
A rapper might want to listen. They might not like a share or like. Just listen to it and really give me feedback for real. Mm-hmm. That's all they want.
Help me to get better.
That's it. And they want true feedback, not fire emojis. Like, what you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, don't tell me it's hot. And
I feel like
you
if I
turn
were just
around and
saying
be
like
you don't even want to listen to it, or you listen to 10 seconds of it. About this is fire, bro.
You said it's a 5-minute song. You said it 2 minutes ago. Niggas like fire.
I've seen it too. They send a song, and the song be like 3 minutes, and you sent the song like a minute ago. A minute later, they talk about, this is fire, bro. You ain't even listened to the whole damn song.
I was talking to 2 minutes in.
We still in the intro.
Yeah, must have brought it back a little bit. Ain't no telling, man. But yeah, like I feel like that was support, and that's the only thing I seen. But and that brings me to like what for me, when y'all did open the shop, right? That's why I wanted to make sure I supported there because I felt like even though I didn't know everybody that was doing something in the shop, I knew you, I knew Dobie, and I feel like I like to show support as much as possible, but it gotta be genuine. So like I have to genuinely like what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? So I come support, show my face, give you 5, make sure you see me. Hey, it's me. You know, cool. The shirt I did got, I ain't gonna lie, it was small. I wore it one time. It was small. I got bigger. I got COVID weight. I was smaller than this a couple years ago.
Oh, so. I about to say, you must have hit the gym.
Nah, I hit the soda and curry chicken and all that stuff. Chinese food. Oh yeah, I know a lot of my people. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get that genuine support. You know, I bear it all on hand, so whatever.
Hey, I feel you.
But yeah, this shirt feel like a good side, right? It feel good too. You even came up a little bit. I see the quality. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This ain't that opening shirt. This is.
Nah, ain't no.
I wasn't gonna say nothing about it. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? I wore it on camera. That's what I do. If I go support something, I try to do a video on camera with it. Just like we did the water thing. I be doing funny, but like we do that normally over here.
Yeah.
And
I've seen it.
So
yeah, I've seen the support, and it's dope, and I do appreciate it. And we got to support each other. We have to. So if we don't, who will?
Well, the good thing about this is I feel like too, you knocked a lot off. Like one thing, like I tell people, I don't get too up or too down, but I don't forget nothing. I remember, I don't know if it was it had been last year. It was, I don't know, sometimes you randomly wake up and you be on your stuff, so I don't know. Mm-hmm. But you had tagged and you was like, goals. I want to get on more of the Masters podcast, and you think you tag some other people. I ain't look at stuff like that, but for me, I was like, all right, well, let me keep my eye, and that's why I always watch. I try to watch the live, even if for a long time. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't got an hour, but I can keep about 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? 10 minutes, hours. I'm like, I gotta get to work. I gotta do this.
So people, one of the good things about the live though is, like I never got discouraged because I would see like maybe only 10 people on, 9 people on, or drop to 1 or 2, because people get to see, they would jump in and out, and the whole purpose of that is for them to see like this ain't no quick thing, like it's a process and it takes time and it's hours that I'm putting into it. And then you also seeing the time that I'm doing it, so you realize it's 3:00 in the morning and I'm still up painting and I still have a 9 to 5. So like this is the grind for me. So I don't take this lightly. I don't want you to think like, oh, he's just doing this because it looks good. No, like this is it was a passion of mine, and I just capitalized on it and wanted to take it further. Am I perfect? By far, no. I'm not perfect. I'm actually still learning. I've only been 2 years in.
You do a good job though.
Appreciate it. Most people say you at least want to be 10 years in before you can really say you mastered your craft.
10,000 hours. So,
but I'm blessed because I bump shoulders and I network with people who have been doing this for 10 plus years, and they think I've been doing it just as long as them, and I haven't. And then when I tell them, they be surprised.
2 things I want to say real quick too. Like, for one, you gotta watch your titles. I watched one the other day, making sure he was okay. You said dying.
Dying,
like,
yeah.
What he got going on? I had to make sure he ain't. Normally, I don't touch my live as soon as it start. I said, "Oh, hold up, it's the homie. Make sure he's all right. All right. Oh, he dying shoes.
Yeah.
All right, jump off real quick, get back in the bed. Man got going on. I said, "Whoa, what's going on, my man?" Yeah. And then the second thing, you tell us something that's really dope. I had to talk to somebody who also is in the process of starting their own entity or relaunching, redoing it, and I seen a discouraging point because of a live. You know what I'm saying? Those are tricky sometimes because depending on how you let society trick you, you think it matters whether 1, 2, 0 people watching. And I was trying to tell them, like, you got to stay consistent. You you can't stop it now just because 2 people watching. That's 2 people more than watching you yesterday. Mm-hmm. I don't care if even for me, like when I do a podcast or something like that, and something let's say you just get 1,000 views, like, right, and then let's say the next one get 450. I don't care. Like, I know the content is good, so eventually it catch on. If it don't, it don't. But you got to be consistent. That's the only way the numbers start growing. Like consistency.
So, what also helped keep me grounded was my manager at the first location I was at with T-Mobile, Jasmine Allen. She was like, her and my mom were my business mentors, and she's just like straightforward, no BS. And I was telling her, and she was just like, if you're gonna do this, you need to do this. She gave me a checklist, like, and I was like, "Oh, you serious?" Like, she was like, "If you gonna talk to me, my time is more than money." Mm-hmm. And that's when I start learning about like how important time is. And she helped, her and my mom helped push me, but it was just like I had to do something. Like it was sitting there, and I was like, I could either let this fall by the wayside, or I could really pick this up and keep going. And she would tell me, like, like you said, be consistent. So when I was doing a live, I don't even know what made me start doing a live, like take that chance, but I was just like, bump it, see who gonna pay attention to it, see who gonna like it. And then when I would see the low numbers, at first I was discouraged until I would go back a week later, and I'm only seeing 2 people watch it, but I'm seeing over 1,000 views.
Over time to catch on, yeah.
And then now people in my inbox. So now I'm getting hit up. I'm having to check the hidden messages because I got a whole inbox of people, inquiring about my business, and I'm just like, wow. So that kept me going even more. So I would even say it in my live. I was like, I know it's only 2 people on right now, but I'm gonna keep going. And people would like really be into it, and then I start meeting people who would work late night, and for them that was what kept them going overnight. So that's when I started realizing me going live had become bigger than me.
I think that's another thing I like about people that have consistency or that's just showing consistency, because you never really know who watching and what you're doing for that person that's watching. They might not say nothing. They might not interact with you. They might not share it, might not like it, but they be watching. And then when you meet them, it's like, damn, okay. They be like, hey, yo, for me, I was at a Glen Hills alumni game one day, and somebody that was he did a tour or something, like the man, going in the army or something like that. I don't know about that stuff. But he was like, yo, that got me through my tour. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you over there fighting for the country and stuff. But and meanwhile, here I'm like, should I do this? Should I not do this? You know what I'm saying? But you're doing it. You're not knowing it's doing something for somebody else because you're staying with it and you being consistent.
I never forget, I had one customer who he had his daughter. They told him that his daughter would survive only 5 days. She ended up surviving 5 months. And he wanted me to do a pair of shoes in remembrance of his daughter for his wife for Christmas. And he asked me to go live, and at that time I kind of was slowing down, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go live. That look threw off. But anyway, yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna go live. And I didn't realize it till after I delivered the shoes to him. The whole time I was going live, he watched me every minute. And for him, it was therapy. I was like, damn.
That's fire.
Like, he watched. I went live 3 nights doing that shoe. And every night, every hour, he watched.
The whole thing.
The whole thing while he was at work. He watched the whole thing. Like, he would comment, like, I'm still here. And I was just like, wow. But at that time, I didn't know him. And then once I presented the shoe to him, he was just like, man, he was like, that was part of the therapy. Like, it helped me out. It actually had brought me to tears, because I'm very humble. So, people you will walk up to me and they be like, oh, you're JR. And first, I would, when they say you're JR, I'd be like, who? I'm like, my name Raymond. They be like, JR Custom. I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. So like,
that's funny as hell.
Yeah, like I'm talking about, like, I'll be in the mall, and the one day I felt like I was really like doing something was I was at T-Mobile in the mall working, and a little boy was in the store, and he was talking to his mom, and he grabbed her phone, and he started going like this in the phone. And he was like, to his mom, he was like, Mom, look. She's like, what? We talking about a phone. And he like, Mom, look, that's him. So I'm like, that him?
Yeah, picture in your phone?
I'm like, but he had pulled up my Instagram.
Ah, gotcha.
He was like, that's him. So she looked, she was like, wait, that's you? And I was like, yeah. She was like, my son watched all your lives.
That's dope.
I was like, so now I had to turn like, bro, because I'm an emotional person. So I was like, bro, please don't do that. I'm at work. Like, he was like, yeah, he's like, I want to do work just like you. I'm just like, oh, come on, bro. They like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, nothing. I had to turn around and hit the, like, bro. And then it picked up from there. So it's like, people see me now and they just be like, hey man, can you fix this? So at first I used to be like, this is weird. But now it's like I'm embracing it, because people see my work and they appreciate my work, and now they like trust me, like, hey, I know you can do it. Can you do this? Can you fix that? So it's a great feeling.
What's next for you? Like, what's your goals? Like,
I want to do something nonprofit. I actually, I lost my nana and my grandmother to COVID. I'm not gonna say COVID, but around that time of COVID, they died 10 days apart. April 10th and April 20th. My nana was very big on technology. she's very big on me accomplishing goals because I'm the oldest grandchild. So I've started already a scholarship in her name, the G. Harvey Creative Mind Scholarship, and it'll go to. I wanna start off with two students, whether helping with books or some type of towards tuition. But my goal is to eventually have a gala where I'm awarding several students with scholarship money, or giving them money towards a trade, getting certified for a trade. Because I really don't believe every kid should have to go to college if they don't want to.
I'm with you on that.
I really do. Most people don't know I stutter.
Why? Come on,
blew your mind.
Why? Nah, I stutter too. You in the
No,
same boat.
so when I was 9, I was hit by a drunk driver, and I had damage to the left side. So
why come when I asked you about how your childhood, why you even mention that?
Because that didn't determine.
But that was like a big thing in your childhood. Or was like
it was, but my parents didn't allow it to be.
Got you. That makes sense.
My parents, like, I still played football, all of that. My parents didn't allow that to be a setback for me. They kept me pushing.
Okay. Just curious. I always got to check my guests about stuff like that. I'm like, all right, now I asked you about 3 childhood questions. You was saying some other stuff. So.
Yeah.
Okay. And is that part of the reason why you didn't fit in?
Yeah, I believe so.
You about to? I literally
it's many
But
reasons why. But I don't. That's not something that I key on as to why I probably didn't fit in, because my parents didn't allow. Like, they tried to make my childhood as normal as possible, but at the same time, I didn't have a normal childhood. Like, we were a close-knit family, but also we had a lot of battles. Like, my mom had 2 battles with cervical cancer at a young age. So we went time periods where we couldn't even crack jokes in the house because her laughing hurt. And I was young when my mom had her first battle with cervical cancer. Her second battle was just as bad, if not worse. So that's part of the reason why I started working at a young age, because I felt like I had to help my dad with supporting the family, because we're very close-knit. So, yeah, that's why, like, with my childhood, I had a great upbringing, but sometimes I feel like I didn't, and it was my choice, I didn't have a chance to have a full childhood and do all the things like a normal teenager and stuff like that. But I wouldn't trade it in for the world, because I helped take care of my family.
Nah, that's dope. That's even you saying that is just, like I said, I wouldn't know that from the beginning, but I'm gonna give you a pass.
Appreciate it.
Just because it was a good story. I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact you was open like that too. And it could be another thing too. Like, a lot of times people ask questions and they don't really ask some kind of questions. So I would never knew that. I don't know if anybody else know that about you. What you just said.
Most people don't.
Yeah. See, when you come here, come here and you get it done the right way.
Yeah.
We dig in.
Yeah,
you know what
I don't really talk about like childhood.
When I put that fork in there next time, just let it out, man. This is what we're here for, all right?
I guess I like to
more than the masses, man. You know what I'm saying?
Portion control.
You say that from other pods, you know what I'm saying? Over here,
you're right.
Over here, we do things the right way, right? You know.
I feel you.
So, but on a serious tip though, like, you're doing a lot of good things, and you embody with the title like More Than the Masters. We kind of got a similar background of being from New York, coming down here and just getting it done, like coming down here and making it home, and still keeping home, still staying true to what we believe in, from our morals, our values that we grew up in New York. You grew up quicker there anyway, so
yeah, you do.
That's why I didn't stay too much on childhood anyway, because I know in New York you grow up quicker, so it's kind of hard to think about the childhood, because when you're 12, 10, you start to grow up. You're no longer a child.
And
it's different down here.
Growing up there, like, I done seen some crazy stuff. So it's like a lot of stuff you try to
block out. Yeah.
So.
I'm with you on that, so I can definitely agree on that. That's when you said, I'm like, make sure, okay. But yeah, any kind of traumatic event, you typically try to block out most times. We taught to do that. But yeah, man. You said in works you want to do a grant. You want to start a gala.
I want to do I want to do like a award ceremony, a gala, giving out scholarship.
What about Payne? What Payne got going
on? I really don't know what my future is with Payne. Right now, my focus is just fulfilling the promise I made. My goal isn't to be there like lifetime.
What y'all doing for homecoming?
Turning up. Oh, you want like specific?
Nah, I'm just throwing stuff out there.
We turn
Ape
up.
Juice, you going Ape Juice again or nah?
Of course.
You stepping?
Oh, stepping? No, not with these knees.
No.
No.
You been stepping all night, so I wasn't sure, but it's all good.
It's short steps. Short steps. But I haven't stepped in like 20 minutes. Like 30 minutes.
You did a good hour. The first 30 you was wilding. I was like,
oh yeah,
God, damn, but it's all good. I like it though,
you
man. Nah, you did good. We keep it. I'm telling you, we keep
you
it raw.
keep it
man.
raw.
That's how
you keep it raw and
that's
authentic.
why people feel it. That's why people feel it so much because we don't do no edits. We ain't doing that.
Yeah, so y'all
keeping the water in there. You know what I'm saying? The phone dropping there.
Yeah, y'all gonna feel.
She hit the door. Everything we doing there. You know what I'm
hit
saying?
the door like boop. I ain't even flinch.
I felt bad. You talking about something real. I'm like, damn. I was smiling. Like, I was smiling. You know, I was smiling with the grant. I was trying to look at you. I'm like, come on, look at me, man.
Hey, why you talk about it? I was talking about something serious, and I paused, and you looked at me like, "Why you pausing?" Because really, I thought he fell asleep.
Oh Lord!
Because he got the glasses on, so he was over there like,
nah.
So I was like, I really was looking like,
I'm looking at you like, I'm smiling. I'm like, what's going on?
And then he was like, I said something. He was like, I was like, yeah, he with us.
That's how he be, but he be chilling, man. He just
be
in chill mode. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with it, man. Yo, this is dope, man. I'm glad you got to get the real experience, man. You know,
yeah, I'm glad it was well worth the wait.
Nah, definitely, man. You know how we give it up here. If you got something you got to do or something you trying to promote, you know, hit me up. You know, we get together.
Just my business, JR Customs. You can follow me on IG, JR Customs and Restore. Just look for. I have projects coming up. I'm working on a sneaker convention here in Augusta because I'm tired of people always saying, excuse me, you have to go to Atlanta or Charlotte. Like the sneaker culture, the culture here, period, in Augusta is dope. It's time to put us to the forefront. Augusta's on the up and up. Working on a convention. I'm going to start teaching classes with restoration. I'm gonna start. I already started with apprenticeship. So I'm working on that. Cause it's just me, so I be needing help. It get crazy.
I'm trying to get a more master edition sneakers.
Oh, of course we can get that done.
How much is that?
How much is it? Depends on what shoe you.
Yo, why you keep asking me questions over me? Why you keep doing?
Okay, so
I feel like
so it's not to be funny, but like my mind. And when everything come out, is for me, it's like two different speeds. So when I read
you slowing it down,
it's slowing it down for myself, so I can process and answer the question correctly instead of just blurting something out and not making sense. That was something I had to learn, like even with speech therapy and stuff like that, from when I was younger, and it helps me not to stutter. I might
try that. I just stuttered just now.
You the only person who actually realizes I do that. Which is funny.
I'm the person that actually realized you do that?
You're the only person that ever pointed out.
I didn't stutter just now. See, I just did your thing. Yeah. You didn't see that, did you? It worked.
I just taught you
Free
something.
therapy. Free shoes.
Whoa.
He ain't slow down then. You see how that works?
Hey, pause.
Now, Fred, give me a number. I'll pay it. It's nothing.
So we got to talk about it right now?
Nah. Okay, I do that just to set you up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes you do that. People will say free and now. Like, I bet. And, you know, but. Nah, I got you.
Ain't
whatever
nothing
you
free
need.
in this world. You feel me?
The price ain't gonna be nothing. I don't want to wear it. I just want to have them up here.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I'll put it in a glass case for you and everything. If you just going,
I ain't paying for the glass case now. That's just you throwing it in.
It's on me.
Yeah, it gotta be.
I keep the dogs in the front yard.
It's on you.
What, the shoe?
No, the glass case, man.
I said I'm gonna throw it in.
There we go. What else you throwing in there? All right, man. One Mass Podcast, we out, man.
Chill.